exciting things happening for you guys right now. Could you just kind of give a rundown of what you've been up to lately?
Yeah, so we are a newer Indiana University licensee. We became a licensee in 2025 when we found out that Hoosier the Bison would be coming back and introduced. And so we had the first Hoosier the Bison bobblehead, the first Curt Cignetti bobblehead, which featured the talking clip that Google Me. And so we released those two bobbleheads in 2025, sort of around the start of the football season and had great responses with those. And then following Indiana's magical championship run on Tuesday morning, we released the Indiana Hoosiers National Champions bobblehead collection. So bobbleheads featuring Hoosier the Bison, Curt Cignetti, and star quarterback Fernando Mendoza, his first bobbleheads. And they've quickly become our best-selling championship bobbleheads ever.
Mhm, mhm. When you talk about best selling, could you just kind of put that in perspective for our viewers and kind of put some figures to that?
Yeah, so we've been doing bobbleheads since 2014. Uh, Championship bobbleheads are always sort of among the top selling of the year. People love, celebrating their team's championships with bobbleheads. We think, the ultimate way to celebrate it. But yeah, we have usually one or two or a few bobbleheads to celebrate for the team. This year we sort of were able to go all out because we have Hoosier the Bison, but we also have bobblehead of Curt Cignetti and a bobblehead collection for Fernando Mendoza. So that really, sort of put things over the top with Fernando Mendoza. And just this past Friday, we unveiled the diving touchdown bobblehead. So that one's been our most popular out of all of them, probably close to 2,000 sold just from us, but it's also available on other outlets like the Indiana Fan Shop and Fanatics and Follett. So yeah, it's really just been pretty crazy ever since bobbleheads went live a second after Indiana won on Monday night.
Mhm, mhm. What is it about bobbleheads that that draws people in?
Yeah, I think it's really, drills down to a couple things. First of all, they're collectible. People see, bobbleheads from previous championships. You can go on eBay, and that's basically the only spot you can find them because they've, sold out. So, from years ago, dating back to even the early 2000s for baseball, basketball, football, hockey, and a lot of the key college sports, there's bobbleheads of the mascot and sometimes key players that are produced holding the championship trophy or with the championship logo. And those really become collector's items. And the ones that we do and ones that are out there are usually individually numbered, so it makes it even better collectible. But yeah, bobbleheads are something that people pass along from generation to generation. They're probably Colts bobbleheads that somebody purchased in the 1960s that the grandfather uh, passed down to the grandkids who passed down to their kids now. So they really do become keepsakes and a great way to celebrate the championship.
Mhm. You've talked about this being record breaking for you, and Bobblehead Museum. Could you provide what was the previous best selling and how many did that sell? And what could you just kind of specify the figures for this one?
Yeah, so previous best selling for us was Clemson when they won the football championship. It was their first championship in, I think, about 20 years at the time. And we sold around a little over 3,000 units. For this, in the first couple of days, we probably surpassed that just with our sales, but then we, add on the sales from third parties that are also selling. It goes way over that. The Mendoza diving touchdown bobblehead has the potential to surpass the Clemson bobblehead alone, but then you add in the all the mascot bobbleheads, and then Coach Cignetti bobblehead has been extremely popular. So, yeah, it's probably by the end of the day today we'll be at probably 5,000 units sold, but we've seen the momentum for these being super strong. A lot of times they'll die off after a day or two. For these, it just continues to go. I think Indiana fans obviously are super excited. It's been a week, and I think the level of excitement, and I think people probably had to pinch themselves and saying, "Is this real?" And now they're sort of catching their breath and saying, hey, what other memorabilia can I get if they didn't get the bobbleheads yet? We're seeing a lot of those people ordering.
Mhm. And I just want to be clear here. So when we talk about breaking records, we're kind of talking about this grouping of Indiana bobbleheads collectively, right? You mentioned that the Mendoza one could by itself break that record that Clemson set, but right now we're talking about them as a group.
Correct. Yep. And so, yeah, some teams will have a couple bobbleheads. Like Ohio State last year, we did, 4 or 5 bobbleheads. This year, we have more than that. But yeah, even just the Mendoza diving touchdown bobblehead will probably surpass the whole collection from last year, even with the big, Ohio State had won it in, several years. There was a lot of excitement there, but yeah, just the level of excitement is definitely off the charts.
Well, is there anything else that you think I should know or that our viewers or listeners should know?
Yeah, I would just say, we'll have an expanded section of Indiana bobbleheads at the museum. We have the world's only museum dedicated to bobbleheads with over 10,000 unique bobbleheads. We have a lot of Ohio State, Wisconsin, Michigan, teams from across the country, but we'll be making room for some more Indiana bobbleheads.